The story begins right there, where our protagonist Wang Lin is wandering in search of a completely deserted and peaceful place to hide. He is currently roaming an area of old heaven where no one comes or goes for miles. Wang Lin knows very well that if he goes to any large or famous planet, powerful cultivators will constantly visit, which could create trouble for him. That is why he needs a planet that is completely desolate, so that he can focus on his cultivation without any interference and away from the eyes of his enemies. Just then his eyes fall upon a planet named Xian planet. Looking closely at this planet, Wang Lin senses that a very faint, almost negligible amount of energy is emanating from within it. This simply meant that the planet was so weak and desolate that no great or powerful cultivator would even want to set foot here. Wang Lin feels that this place is absolutely perfect for his hiding, because even if any minor conflict occurs here, it will only be between ordinary humans or very entry-level cultivators. As he steps into this peaceful place, Wang Lin formulates two major plans in his mind. His first plan is to use the memories and understanding he gained from the third stage cultivator to re-examine all his old techniques and make them even stronger. And his second major objective is to increase the power of his netherworld river, for which he needs a lot of hateful and angry energy. While he is thinking all this, suddenly the sword spirit with him, Li Guo, achieves a major breakthrough inside his sword. Following this success, Li Guo's arrogance reaches the seventh heaven. He begins to consider himself immensely powerful, and flying in the air directly orders Wang Lin, "I have become very powerful now, release me from this confinement immediately." But for Wang Lin, Li Guo's chattering was nothing less than a headache. Without wasting any time, he threatens him with his sealing technique, seeing which Li Guo loses his wits and instantly falls silent. After this, as Wang Lin gets closer to the ground of Xian planet, he feels a different kind of solace. The atmosphere and winds of this planet remind him of his old home, Suzaku Star, which increases his attachment to this place even more. The cultivation energy across this entire planet is so weak that even the greatest and most powerful cultivator here can only reach the late stage of nascent soul. Going beyond that is not within anyone's capacity. But for Wang Lin, this was the greatest feature of this place, because there was no one here to disturb him. Now the scene of the story changes slightly, and we move towards a high and deserted mountain on this Xian planet. On this mountain, two people are climbing upwards with tired steps, one of whom is an old man named Zhang Xinghai, and the other is his young son named Zhang Yang. In truth, old Zhang Xinghai's condition is very poor. He is at the absolute final stage of his life, and his death is very near. They are climbing this mountain with such difficulty, only because of an old family tradition, that whenever someone's time of death approaches, they come to the peak of this mountain to look at this beautiful sky and earth one last time, and take their final breath right here. While climbing the path, Zhang Xinghai says to his son with a very heavy heart how difficult and disappointing it is to live on this planet. They have been practicing cultivation like crazy for years, day and night without any break, but due to the weak energy of this planet, their level always gets stuck at the late stage of nascent soul. Even if they want to, they are unable to reach the next big level of soul formation, because the environment of this planet simply doesn't let them progress. With this helplessness and sorrow, the two of them slowly reach the peak of this mountain named Hanyu. But as soon as they step onto the peak, they are stunned, because a stranger is already sitting there in a very calm posture, and he is none other than our Wang Lin. Zhang Xinghai trembles deeply from within upon seeing him, because even after exerting all his strength, he cannot sense Wang Lin's presence or his power in the slightest. In a split second, he realizes that this ordinary-looking human standing before him is actually a very high and extremely powerful senior cultivator. On the other hand, Wang Lin was sensing the depths of this Hanyu mountain, and discovers that although this mountain looks deserted, a massive amount of dark energy filled with hatred and anger is buried inside it, which has made this place barren. Wang Lin makes a small use of his magical power, and right before their eyes, completely transforms the entire mountain. The dried up land becomes lush green and fertile in an instant. Seeing this miracle happen before his eyes, old Zhang Xinghai becomes fully convinced that this is no ordinary cultivator, but a senior who is just like God himself. He immediately falls to his knees and says to Wang Lin with great respect, "Senior, if you have taken a liking to this mountain, then from this day on, this entire Hanyu mountain belongs to you." Wang Lin looks at the old man and perceives with his deep gaze that the old man's body has completely given up and his death is standing right over his head. Wang Lin clearly tells him that your condition has deteriorated so much that even I cannot avert your death at this turning point. Hearing his words, Zhang Xinghai does not take it badly at all. Instead, he smiles and says, "Senior, I have no regrets. Being able to see such a great cultivator right before my death is the greatest fortune for me. Now I can die in peace." Hearing Zhang Xinghai's words, Wang Lin feels a little pity and says, Actually, there is still one way by which the thread of your life can be extended slightly. But for this, you will have to pay a very heavy price. You will have to sacrifice your entire cultivation power forever. In truth, this was a completely new technique that Wang Lin had recently developed himself after understanding the paths of the third stage cultivators. While using this technique, Wang Lin's heart suddenly becomes heavy as he remembers the greatest weakness of his past, Li Muan. He thinks to himself that if only he had learned this technique before Li Muan's tragedy, he would have been able to give Li Muan a new life, even at the cost of sacrificing his own strength. Anyway, Wang Lin uses that unique technique on Zhang Xinghai, which completely depletes all his cultivation energy, but in return his body receives a new life of a full 10 years. Overjoyed at returning from the jaws of death, Zhang Xinghai dances with joy, falls at Wang Lin's feet and swears his loyalty, saying, "Senior, you have given me a new life. Now, whatever command you give, I will put my life on the line to fulfill it." Wang Lin was looking for just such an opportunity. He gets straight to the point and orders Zhang Xinghai, "You must gather the energy of hatred and anger from the dying creatures in every corner of this planet." Without wasting a single moment, Zhang Xinghai agrees to this task and immediately sets out from there with his son, Zhang Yang, to search for the energy of hatred. After their departure, Wang Lin decides to make that very Hanyu mountain his main base. He takes out the magical flags in his possession and creates a highly dangerous and impenetrable formation all around the mountain. Along with this, Wang Lin issues a strict warning to all the inhabitants of Xian planet with the resonance of his voice, declaring that from this day on, this entire planet is under his control. He establishes a harsh rule that no human or cultivator should ever dare to wander near the restricted boundary of this Hanyu mountain, otherwise, the consequences will be dire. All the minor cultivators and ordinary people of the planet completely kneel before Wang Lin's terrifying voice and quietly accept his rules. After this, without any worries, Wang Lin enters a state of deep meditation and cultivation seclusion, where he comfortably sits to examine all the precious treasures in his possession. Among all these items, his attention gets fixed on one specific treasure, and that was none other than the soul whip, the whip that tortures souls, which he had seized from Hongdi a long time ago. When Wang Lin examines the whip closely, he senses that a very unique and mysterious power is hidden inside it, which aligns perfectly with the thinking of third-stage cultivators, namely the concept of cause and effect. In truth, after catching a glimpse of the third stage, Wang Lin's own thinking had also begun to change. Where previously the main foundation of his strength used to be life and death, he was now gradually turning toward this new path of cause and effect. Therefore, Wang Lin decides that he will make this whip the medium of his cultivation so that he can deeply understand this highly complex concept of cause and effect, and he immerses himself in refining that whip with his own energy so that it can become a part of his body. In the blink of an eye, the wheel of time turns and a long span of 5 years passes. In these 5 years, the people of the Zhang family were working day and night to complete the task assigned by Wang Lin. But this task was not that easy, because this Xian planet was immensely large and its population was very dense, which was causing the cultivators of the Zhang family to sweat profusely while searching for and gathering the energy of hatred and anger from across the entire planet into one place. Seeing his cultivators growing weary, old Zhang Xinghai calls all his people together and scolds them in a very strict tone, saying that no matter how many difficulties arise, we must put in our entire lives because we cannot afford to displease Senior Wang Lin at any cost. He was fully confident that if they succeeded in pleasing the senior, they would receive a reward so great in return that they couldn't even imagine it. Hence, he throws the wealth and strength of his entire clan into this work. Meanwhile, a small twist occurs in the story, and we are shown two ordinary residents of Xian planet, who, unknowingly losing their way, enter inside that restricted mountain area created by Wang Lin. As soon as they realize where they have come, their legs begin to tremble with fear, because they had witnessed some time ago how the cultivators of other big families had tried to oppose Wang Lin's occupation, but the magical formation created by Wang Lin had bit the dust for all of them in a split second. These two ordinary humans feel that their end is now absolutely certain, and they are shivering in the shadow of death when suddenly a mysterious commotion occurs all around them. But the astonishing thing was that the magical power did not harm them at all. Instead, it lifted them up very gently and left them on safe ground outside that restricted formation. After coming out safely from the jaws of death, they both breathe a sigh of relief, and the respect in their hearts for their new ruler, Wang Lin, increases even more, realizing that he is not a ruthless person who sheds blood without reason. On the other hand, after 5 years of rigorous cultivation, Wang Lin finally succeeds in completely modifying that soul whip. Now, inside that whip, the mysterious concept of cause and effect was clearly visible, seeing which Wang Lin himself was astonished at how terrifying a transformation had taken place in his weapon. He was just thinking about how to test the power of this new weapon when, to take advantage of the opportunity, the sword spirit Li Guo starts his foolish antics again. While cultivating inside the sword, he feels that his strength has now increased immensely, so forgetting all past lessons, he once again becomes consumed with arrogance and begins to throw his weight around in front of Wang Lin, calling himself everyone's ancestor. Seeing his insolence, Wang Lin smiles to himself and brings Li Guo out of his confinement, but not to set him free, rather to crush his inflated ego forever. Without wasting any time, Wang Lin waves his newly modified whip in the air and directly entangles Li Guo in it. This time the shocking thing was that Wang Lin did not even need to strike Li Guo with the whip. Just by being bound in the fetters of that whip, Li Guo's soul begins to slowly melt and disappear. We must not forget that Li Guo was no longer an ordinary soul, but had become an extremely powerful sword spirit, yet before that wondrous whip, all his power was rendered useless. Seeing his soul slowly fading away, Li Guo loses his wits and shivering terribly begins to beg before Wang Lin and ask for forgiveness for his foolishness. In a cold tone, Wang Lin warns Li Guo never to forget his place, because there is a deep relationship of cause and effect between the two of them. Whatever position Li Guo has reached today is solely and entirely possible because of Wang Lin. Li Guo completely realizes his mistake, and just when his soul is on the verge of disappearing completely, Wang Lin takes pity, halts the power of the whip, and restores his soul to its original state. Finding his life saved, Li Guo is overjoyed, and he once again becomes completely loyal to Wang Lin. Wang Lin orders him not to disturb his cultivation anymore, and grants him the freedom to roam anywhere within a 5-mile radius from him. At first, Li Guo is very happy to hear this, but then he begins to suspect whether this is also some new test by Wang Lin, fearing which he decides to stay right there. After this, Wang Lin also releases his remaining 3 magical beasts, the Qilin, the frog and the mosquito, from his confinement. But as soon as these 3 come out, they begin to growl at each other upon sight and prepare to fight among themselves. In a stern voice, Wang Lin instructs the 3 of them to remain calm and threatens that if anyone spoils the atmosphere, they will receive a very strict punishment, hearing which the 3 of them immediately mend their ways and quietly go to rest. Seeing all of them calm down, Li Guo, instead of going far away, also sits down to rest along with those beasts. When Wang Lin observes this entire scene, his heart finds a very unique peace, because in this life of his full of dangers, such calm and tranquil moments come very rarely. Meanwhile, the people of the Jiang family gather all the energy of hatred and anger from across the entire planet, bring it to Wang Lin, and complete their task. Wang Lin is extremely pleased with their work and in return, gives them a very special and precious pill as a reward, and tells Zhang Xinghai to give this pill to his son Zhang Yang. With the help of this pill, Zhang Yang gets a magnificent opportunity to break through the realm of that weak nascent soul, so that they can be free from the restrictions of this planet forever. After receiving such a precious pill from Wang Lin, tears of joy well up in old Zhang Xinghai's eyes, and he thanks Wang Lin from the bottom of his heart. After this major mission, Zhang Xinghai hands over the complete command of his family and cultivators into the hands of his son Zhang Yang, and together they begin cultivating various kinds of magical and precious plants on this mountain of Wang Lin's. On the other hand, with time, our protagonist Wang Lin begins to understand that highly complex path of cause and effect even more deeply, raising his mental comprehension to a new level. Ultimately, seeing the right time, he decides to take his cultivation to the absolute final and peak level of ascendant. For this, he utilizes the remaining energy of the immortal stones in his possession.
因不断领悟第3步方向，意境。吸收运气之后，渐渐有了一丝拳魂的眼，
千万人险关，
神通开亮，却始终难有寸进。生死一境中，天人修道，终得圆满。修行这条路，总算是走到了。
namely the celestial jade crystals and a few drops of the immortal liquid. With the help of these highly precious resources, Wang Lin finally completes the initial realm of Ascendant and steps onto its highest summit, the peak stage. Now he stood at the highest pinnacle of his first step cultivation, from where he had to take a step toward the next major stage, which is the second step cultivation. During this time, he remembers that only 3 months are left before the gates of the immortal Thunder Realm open. But to step inside that mysterious world, Wang Lin needed a very specific object, which is called a Thunder Cauldron. If Wang Lin wanted, he could have taken the help of Shangguohu for this task, but he did not want to do that at all. He knew very well that if he asked Shangguohu for help, there was a complete danger that Shangguohu would perceive his true cultivation level, and if that happened, the blind faith and trust that Xianguo had in Wang Lin would shatter into pieces in an instant, which Wang Lin absolutely did not want for his plans. That is why Wang Lin decides that instead of taking anyone's help, he will search for a thunder cauldron on his own strength. Upon investigating, Wang Lin gets hold of some very vital information that the people of the Temple of Thunder have distributed these thunder cauldrons among some of their special and select cultivator families. Without wasting any time, Wang Lin tracks down the address of one such family so that he can obtain their thunder cauldron from them. To fulfill this very purpose of his, Wang Lin steps onto a new planet named xianxia planet. Upon reaching this planet, he goes straight to meet the eldest senior and ancestor of that great cultivator family, whose name is Zhang. As soon as Wang Lin steps inside, old Zhang and all his fellow cultivators fall to their knees before Wang Lin out of fear and respect, and show him great hospitality. In truth, seeing the radiance on Wang Lin's face and his terrifying energy, they all assume that he was some great and holy messenger sent directly from the Temple of Thunder. Without any beating around the bush, Wang Lin places his true purpose before them in strict words, saying, "I have come here to take the thunder cauldron in your family's possession along with me." But as soon as old Zhang hears these words from Wang Lin's mouth, his ears prick up and his mind starts racing. He suddenly develops a huge suspicion toward Wang Lin, and thinks to himself that if this person is truly a holy messenger of the Temple of Thunder, why doesn't he have his own thunder cauldron? Why is he asking us for our cauldron? From this single point, Zhang becomes fully convinced that the man standing before him is not a messenger, but a massive fraud, and an impostor using the name of the Temple of Thunder. The moment the truth comes to light, all of Zhang's fear turns into anger, and awakening his full strength, he prepares to rebel against Wang Lin and lock horns with him. But before a terrifying and bloody battle can begin between the two of them, this episode ends right here. Guys, that was our video for today. How did you all like today's video? Do let me know down in the comments. Its next part will also come very soon, guys, and the upcoming episodes are going to be even more interesting and fun. That's why, if you haven't subscribed yet, do it quickly. Alright then guys, see you in the next video.